Hey folks, I'm SimplyX, and welcome back to my Pokemon Sword Hardcore Nuzlocke, although we might have to put the mostly back. Because I realized something very obvious. Did you know that Pokedolls are items? And that in order to use a Pokedoll, you must be in a battle? And so, every time that I've used a Pokedoll to run away from a battle, that was me technically breaking the rule? I don't know why that didn't occur to me. In my head, it was just sort of like an exception, because, like, the rule is meant to make battles harder. You can't heal in battle, so you have to, like, use your resources better. You can't use X items in battle, and so you can't just make one Pokemon overpowered. But in a strict interpretation of the rules, I have, in fact, violated it repeatedly. So that's pretty solidly my bad. If you count that as invalidating the run, I don't blame you. I had a real moment of horror when I realized what I'd been doing. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just using it while I was grinding and going, I use that. Wait, this is an item. Should I be... Wait. Oh, God. So, I'm just going to continue using them as is, because the run's as tainted as it's going to be, I guess. I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, the grinding is done. So everything except for Wayne is level 38. And my team is level 37, because, again, I want to try to keep them under the level cap before the fight. I didn't even try to use them. Didn't even bother. The grinding this time, it wasn't as long as the grind before B, but I don't know, it's starting to get to me having to do all this. I understand a lot more why, like, streamers will just use rare candies. Anyway, this is the team we're going in with. I'm going to be using Duct at first, just to keep the other guys' levels lower, because I'm going to be relying much more on the likes of Crypto, LeBlack, and Nevermore. So, Nevermore will evolve once it levels up one more time. If it hasn't evolved organically before the fight starts, I will just use a rare candy on it to evolve it, and then it should be able to learn Steel Wing then. It can't yet, and I'm surprised by that, because Griever can, but Nevermore couldn't. So some combination of Nevermore, LeBlack, Tank, and Crypt, you should be able to take down the fight. I've got Griever with Steel Wing as a backup, and Duct can't really do much to the Fairy types, but it can resist them, so I think that's as good as we're gonna get, so let's pop on in and do this thing. I wouldn't wear it personally, but I feel like their outfits are, like, the most unique of them. Like, a lot of them are just the plain soccer uniforms, just with their gym's colors. You've got Hulberry's gym, which is the swimsuits, which, you know, if they were older, maybe be appreciated, but such as it is. I don't know, these seem unique. As is this gym challenge. I wish they'd done more with it. The concept here, as I scroll rapidly through the text, is... So this lady is the gym leader. Shocker. And she has decided that she's going to be retiring soon, but wants to have a replacement fill the void for her, so she is using her gym challenge as an audition. So you will be demonstrating your knowledge of Fairy-type Pokemon, and just Pokemon in general, in addition to battling, and you'll see how that manifests during this fight. So they even took the time to give him, like, the Love Ball, which is a better match for Fairy types. Like, they put a lot of thought and heart into this gym. Okay, what do? You just attack up. Attack and defense. That might be worthwhile, actually. Let me pop one off, see what they do. Rock Throw. Oh, Psychic? Okay. So, she's gonna interject with questions during the battles. Now, this first one's pretty easy, but they get a little bit weirder as we go on, because both of these are correct answers. And if you get it right, you get a stat up. Not always a useful one, but a stat up. Also, you'll see why, but I full disclosure, I'm just having the guide handy for answering the questions. The first one, I didn't really need it, but some of the subsequent ones, it's handy. Although I did remember this time to pay attention to see what the answer to the next question is going to be. And again, you'll see what I mean in a moment. Although I think the next trainer is also the one where I have to tell, turns out, a familiar story now about what happened in my shield Nuzlocke. Hashtag not bitter. Oh, it does suck if you're a fan of this gym. You come here to see the gym challenge. You just, like, sit up in the stadium. You don't get to see any of the, like, the water park puzzles, the sheep herding, the competitive capturing. You're just stuck watching, like, nothing as an interview happens, like, underground. And then, once it's over, then you get to see the fun stuff. Definitely get away with the second one here. So yeah, if you weren't paying attention to what trainer you just fought, bit of a tough one. Now, fortunately, so the answer is the one that's more of a name. I've never heard of Anetta as a name. I have heard of Annette. Stat do I get this time? Yeah, speed, not bad. Okay, so hopefully it's enough to just one-shot them now. And there goes my speed going down. Doesn't matter. You can't hurt me. Oh, and I'm still faster. Huh. Get Shrek'd. Okay, so the next trainer is the one that has the story. Really? Oh, is that the one that puts you to sleep? Oh, it confuses you even better. Oh, we're not messing with that. Especially since I spent all that time upping my attack stat. And that's why we brought Griever. Good life advice. Don't worry about right or wrong, just keep moving forward. Especially if you're wrong, then just keep, double and triple down. Okay. Alright. So, when I was going through the shield Nuzlocke, right before to this gym, I ran into the exact same problem I ran into in this playthrough. Where I went, wait a minute, I don't have any Poison or Steel-type Pokemon. And I didn't even have Corvisquire, that I was like, okay, well, when it evolves, I'll get one. Didn't even have that. Oh yeah, I think this is on her trainer card. I don't know. But before I got to this gym, I had my 2 wild area encounters. So I go to the wild area, and I get Carablast, which was one of the Gen 5 bugs. So Generation 5 had 2 bug-type Pokemon that they introduced, Shelmet and Carablast, and their gimmick. Ooh, that's okay. I'll take that. Their gimmick was that they would only evolve when you traded them with each other. So, like, Machamp evolves if you just trade Machoke, and it doesn't matter what you trade it for. These two would only evolve if you swapped them for each other. You had to swap Carablast for Shelmet, because when they swapped, they would take on each other's characteristics. So, since Shelmet looks like a metal helmet, it would take on... Carablast would take on its characteristics, and it would become a bug Steel type Pokemon. I lucked into a Steel type that way because I allow trade evos. I haven't evolved like Ripta or Coilette yet, but I do allow trade evos. Once I get around to it, I'll bother. Like, all right, awesome. So I evolved it, called it Gallivant. Great show if you've never seen it. My girlfriend showed me that one. Can't recommend it enough. Went into here, I was like, awesome. So then I get to this Gardevoir, right? And I look at this thing and I go, I think there's a fire move that Gardevoirs can learn. It's not Sacred Fire. Oh, Mystical Fire. Thank you for demonstrating. It's like, this thing can learn a fire move, can it? So I've got my Steel Bug type out there. I'm looking at this going, oh, if it uses a fire type, it's just gone. But, I was like, I have my Dreadnought. I forgot what I named it in that run. I've got Dreadnought. So what I can do is I can swap over to Dreadnought. Because this thing, it's one of two things going to happen here, right? Either it's going to use a Psychic, or so if it uses Mystical Fire and I swap to Dreadnought, I'm just golden, because Dreadnought is going to quadruple resist that, and it will do nothing to me, and we're set. Now, if it uses a Psychic or a Fairy move, I mean that'll hurt, but Dreadnought's bulky enough; it'll survive that no problem. So like this is okay. And so I do that. I swap, and it used, I don't know, Dazzling Gleam or Psychic or whatever move it used. Thanks for demonstrating again. It's like, okay, cool. But now I'm faced with a new problem. If now I have Dreadnought out in front of this thing, surely it knows Magical Leaf. But now I have the reverse solution. Now I can just swap back to Gallivant, and if it uses its Grass move, I quadruple resist it, so it's a free swap. And if it uses its Psychic or Fairy move, I single resist it, and it's still a pretty free swap. And then I can just kill. So I swap from the Dreadnought back to my Gallivant, and it used Mystical Fire the turn that Dreadnought was out. Meaning it looked at my Dreadnought and said, Fire move. And so I lost my only Steel type, my Gallivant, to it just randomly using Mystical Fire on the one turn that could have killed it. Because probably my Gallivant would have just one-shot it. So if it didn't use Mystical Fire the turn I swapped back to Gallivant, I'd have just killed it. And if it used Mystical Fire the turn I swapped off of Gallivant the first time, I'd have never gone back. It just lucked into doing it in the exact right sequence to bait it out to die. Exactly like happened to Betty White. So I guess that this trainer just uses random AI, where it picks its moves randomly, and it just I just lucked into it. Doesn't make me any less furious, though. And that's the real shame of it, as you just saw, it doesn't actually have Magical Leaf. It has Charm as its fourth move. So I would have been fine just staying with the Dreadnought, but no. Anyway, all hail Tank, as always. Tank and LeBlack, the MVPs that one of which I never believed in. Anyway, it's a bit of a waste using a rare candy at this low level, but I never used... No, thank you for the... And I never end up using rare candies anyway. I treat them like any item in an RPG, like, oh, well, what if I need it later? And I mean, in fairness, it is worth more XP to just save it until you're like level 95 or whatever. But still, not strictly necessary. There's Steel Wing. It's gonna go right... Oh, although, I like U-turn, but I'm gonna need Steel Wing for this anyway, so... And it's fine, I can just reteach U-turn anyway. Reusable TMs was one of the best innovations this game series ever had. Let's go through and heal up. I think I'm gonna put U-turn on Crypto, rather. So that way I can just set up Bounce and then bring in Nevermore. Set up Power Trips. Or, not Power Trips, Cone Claws, and then sweep with Steel Wing. I think that's a winning play here. No, I mean, he'll ducked. I don't know until ducked. So I forget what her lead is. I know she has that, she has All Creamy. Is that, no, is that its name? Yeah, it's All Creamy. Mix it up with Slurpuff or whatever. Which shouldn't be that hard to deal with. That's going to be her Gigantamax. That's fine. I'm honestly more worried about the earlier stuff. I love how much faster than her you walk. Alright, here we go. Can we have an episode where something doesn't die? I'd be keen. Don't think I actually need Reflect for this. I think she's the wizard. Yes. Again, that's probably on our league card, but I genuinely have no idea where you're supposed to hear that. Now we U-turn into Nevermore. Hopefully it's poison attacks again. That's basically just as good. And that was a crit. I never noticed that before. The crowd cheers more when a critical hit happens. That's neat. This thing can erase stat ups, can it? Although, wait, it can't hurt me. It can't affect because it's Clear Smog and it's poison and it won't work, right? I think this is fine. Trick question here. This one's actually purple. I forget what happens if you get the questions wrong. Oh, oh god, the defense ups. I'm pretty sure that it just nothing happens. I don't think you get like a debuff or anything. Although I don't remember. I wonder if even being not very effective, if Power Trip would be stronger after all these stack ups, because it's going to be in total 12 stage ups. That's 240 extra base power, isn't it? On top of the base 20s, that's 260. So you cut in half. That's 130 versus Steel Wing, which is going to be 140. Oh no, okay, Steel Wing will still be the better. All right. Well, should be golden now. So this one I don't think is actually... I think you're supposed to just guess this one, and she probably is 88, but if you give her the flattering one, that's the correct answer. Oh, is it? It's not speed, is it? Oh, well, I don't think that actually did anything because my attack was maxed anyway, but... Anyway... clever. Oh, and the Intimidate. So it does have me net down. Oh. That's only one. I thought Intimidate was 2 stages. Eh, whatever. So now, Power Trip is definitely the answer. Ah, you want to play that game too, huh? Let's dance. My God. Togekiss is such a cool Pokemon. I was sort of hoping I'd get to use it in this run, but I don't think it shows up in the wild area. There's a trade you can do for it, but I don't allow trades. Oh no, don't get the Omni Boost. It's amazing how stupid setup moves makes these fights. I've used one on pretty much every gym, haven't I? I guess not Milo's gym, but wasn't really an opportunity there. Okay, I did it against Nessa with Growth Strat. Oh, Kabu. Kabu I think I had to be more organic. I think I did Rain Strats on that one, right? And then just destroyed him with LeBlack. Because I didn't have Dragon Dance yet. I don't know. The important part is setup strats are awesome. They just let you do it. Oh, you're gonna have fun, are you? And good luck with that, lady. Every time I see a layered cake design like that, I'm reminded of the, I think it was the design of the Disney castle for the, I think it was the American, no, not the, I wasn't alive for that. One of their anniversaries when I was a kid, they had the castle in Disney World look like that, I think. So I'm always reminded of that when I see a layered cake. Oh, anyway, there was a gym battle. And now at long last you understand why I wanted Nevermore. It took so long for him to pay off. But his power is at last on display. Quoth the raven, nevermore. It does raise the question, though, of why did I fail the interview? Got every question right. Probably someone's an unpaid intern. It'd be cool if you could run your own gym in a game. I know, like, Sword and Moon. Sun and Moon sort of had it, where once you were the champion, or maybe it was an Ultra Sun, I don't know, in one, either in base Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon, when you went through the Elite Four again, you acted as the champion, and so after you beat the Elite Four, you would get challenged by someone else, just a random trainer from the Island Challenge. Oh, that was kind of cool. Just being able to do that with a gym, like, you can set up your own gym, you can, like, pick a type, and then you're required to have all your Pokemon be of that type. And, you know, you can have, like, a variety, like, of, like, secondary types. You could be a fire gym with a fire flying, a fire steel, and all shebang. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. It's time to end this episode anyway, so another gym badge in the books. That's really so much a badge as a plate. I don't know. But we're going to call it here. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and leave a like. If you really liked it, go ahead and subscribe to see more. And if you, I don't know, if you'd run your own gym, what type would it be? Leave a comment saying what it would be. Maybe some of the Pokemon in it. But that's all for me. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, later, everybody.